So let's say I were to go and start this over again, and you will see some of its streaming capabilities in play right now. It says here, I'll create an interactive pricing calculator for a SaaS product that considers seats, usage, and possible discounts. This will be implemented as a React component using the ShadCN UI library for styling and interactivity. Here's the implementation of the interactive price calculator. So it's generating the code you can see here. And as it generates the code for this UI, it's streaming in the results. And so that's really nice to see because you get to see the application that it's producing. And so while you wait, you know exactly what you're getting and you can stop it if you don't like what you're seeing. So you can go here and stop it. So it makes the whole process of generating UIs and these small applications much more efficient, I think. So Vercel has announced this very cool new conversational UI with their project V0, Next.js, React, and Web Knowledge. So you can create essentially apps that are React based. And also, if you're working with Next.js, it will be super useful to create components for your applications. It has improved client component support, ability to run NPM packages like Framework Motion, which is a bit different compared to if you have used something like Cloud Artifact, where you cannot use any specific packages, right? So you can generate these very simple web applications like SVG combined with HTML or JavaScript combined with HTML, but you can't do much beyond that. And so I think the next step is to be able to support packages which allow more flexibility and more customization and build more advanced UIs using generative AI. And they say faster and more reliable streaming. This is an interesting feature because when V0 is generating the UI or the interface that it's generating, it's showing you in real time how the UI looks because it's streaming the application itself, right? As tokens are coming in, it's all being streamed. You see it being built essentially when it's streaming. Now you can access it. So it's in beta. You can access it here. You'll need to sign up, create an account, or sign in if you already have one. So here are a lot of really cool examples with V0. And I like all of these examples. In particular, I like this one. So there is a complex 3D effects plus physics that you can already use. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to show you real quickly here. So here you can see this game that they created and it's already playing. So you can see it's demoing. So it's all 3D, right? So you can spin it around and so on. So you can interact with it. This was created using some provided pasted text. So that has some information that could be used to generate this 3D game. And then you sort of interact with it, right? So this user was interacting with it, giving it more instructions about how it wants the game to behave and so on. And so you interact with it. This is so similar to artifacts where you interact with Cloud to get some very simple web app or interface working. That's the same idea here. Another one that I really like, which I think is really cool, is this one with the snake game. So here you can include your own sprites. These are user-generated sprites. You can include them while you are creating the instructions to create the game. So you can see here how it has created the game. So after a few iterations, this has happened, right? This didn't happen in the first try. So this user was correcting some of the mistakes the code generation model did. And so by iterating and collaborating with the system, was able to generate this custom snake game. So we can actually try it. It's pretty simple here. We can restart it. You can see it's functioning, right? You can see the little worm gets bigger as it eats the apples. And let's see if it crashes. Okay, game over. There we go. So it's actually working. But again, after a few iterations, the game seems to be working great. Notice that it has the different versions as well. So as you iterate in the game, it gives you the different versions, which I really like. I think this is an important feature that you can definitely leverage if you want to go back to a previous version. So they are definitely thinking about how that developer experience should be like. And I think these are the type of features that we want to see. Also, you can see that this is in preview mode, but you can go to code mode and you can see all the code here, right? So you can copy this or you can download it and you can integrate this into your own application as you build out the application for yourself. Obviously, the next stage of this will be to be able to completely deploy something like this online, which I think is a missing feature and could be the deal breaker for any of these generative AI solutions that are generating applications, games, interfaces, and so on. So it'd be interesting to see whether Traffic includes some of those features to see how it integrates better with those developer tools needed to deploy and even debug these type of applications that are generated by these models. So there are a couple of more examples here that you can check out. There are diagrams, LaTeX support, and many other things available here. One last thing I wanted to show you here is how you can use it to generate the UIs. So I have one that I already loaded here. So this interactive pricing calculator, I'll just load it again, but you can see this was the prompt here: generate an interactive pricing calculator for a SaaS product, which takes into account seats, usage, and possible discounts. So it's going to generate this, right? It generates this TypeScript file and it's rendered here on the right hand side. So let's say I were to go and start this over again, and you will see some of its streaming capabilities in play right now. It says here, I'll create an interactive pricing calculator for a SaaS product that considers seats, usage, and possible discounts. This will be implemented as a React component using the ShadCN UI library for styling and interactivity. Here's the implementation of the interactive price calculator. So it's generating the code you can see here. And as it generates the code for this UI, it's streaming in the results. And so that's really nice to see because you get to see the application that it's producing. And so while you wait, you know exactly what you're getting and you can stop it if you don't like what you're seeing. So you can go here and stop it. So it makes the whole process of generating UIs and these small applications much more efficient, I think, because if you see a mistake, you can stop it, then you can edit your prompt, your initial prompt. And that really simplifies and makes the process more efficient and creates a better experience, I think, for using this sort of artifact generators. So right here, you can see that this is working. You can go and try it out. You can see this one is monthly usage. Okay, that's 3. And then I'll put like pro, and you can see how it changes the pricing. You can add annual billing, 10% discount. You can see how it actually works at the bottom here. So that's really nice, right? Overall, I like this feature compared to Cloud Artifact. I think this has a lot of potential to help developers specifically. I think Artifacts is more general purpose. You can generate apps, you can generate interfaces, you can generate all sorts of things, right? Visuals, graphs, charts. But this one is more dedicated for developers, I believe. So the next step, I think, is to be able to deploy these things, version them properly, and let this whole experience of generating artifacts come closer to the experience that developers actually face when developing. So it will be interesting how these companies sort of address this problem. But I think so far, this is really cool. You can experiment with it. I'll be doing some more advanced experiments with this. I actually want to use this version to help me out with building my application. So I'm going to import my own code base to see if it can help me create React components and actually build out features that could be used for my production applications. Because I already build with Vercel, so my applications are normally hosted on Vercel, created using Next.js. I am expecting that it has a lot of knowledge around that. So that will be, I think, a huge benefit of using something like this for a developer like myself that develop applications already using Vercel. So that'll be it for the video. Hopefully this was interesting. Play around with the examples that they're providing here. I think it's really interesting to see how AIs and specifically large language models are being used to generate these sort of experiences that help developers to get creative and to add like features and build more advanced applications as well with generative AI, in this case, generating UIs and all these sort of artifacts. Very exciting space. I'll leave it at that for now. Consider leaving a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you all on the next one.